This video contains subject matter that may be offensive and disturbing to some people. If you are the type to require a warning throughout a video or show, let this message serve as your warning. This channel discusses the harsh reality of true crime. If this warning is not sufficient for you, consider a different genre and unsubscribe from my channel immediately. Hello, freaks. How's it going? And it's the day freaks. I see a lot of the day freaks here. What's going on? See Daphne, Tina, Lauren, Paulette, Kami, Kubi. There you go. There you go. Awesome. So the press conference, I think, starts at 12:30, but that's like, what is that, an hour and a half from now? But, I thought we could just kind of do a show rolling into the press conference. And then I could probably play it later tonight again if there's anything interesting in it. Wow, the chat's still zipping by, even though it's set at... Hold on. Let me see. What do we have it at? I gotta make it so that really, if you're a channel member, you can chat more often. I mean, that's how it is, but you guys... oh, I guess, is that it? How long participants to wait between sending a message? Oh, that needs to be at 150 seconds. There we go. All right, should slow that down. It was only at 60 seconds, so no wonder. Let's see how that goes. Right. Well, it's 12:30 my time. I know what time. Yeah. So most of you are obviously aware of the Carlee Russell case. I have a timeline here that I can go over. But as I normally say at the beginning of the show, on this channel, the freaks support the channel with super chats and whatnot, and it allows me to keep doing the show. And then at the end of the month, I donate over 50% of the net revenue. That just means after I pay taxes, to various charities, and yeah, it makes a huge difference out there. We've given Texas Equisearch, Rain, and NCMEC over $20,000, I believe, in the last. Each, 20,000 each in the last few years, so. And including our DNA fund. Welcome, Star Stealing Girl. Yeah, and channel memberships are all part of that. All right, so let's get to go over the timeline here. I'll tell you one thing, it's been a pretty busy last few days. I don't seem like I get to sleep too much. Welcome. Smoothie and snacks. Oh, good for you. All right, so yeah, they put out a statement. I'm not going to read it. I mean, it's not really, nothing interesting in it. Thank you, Marie Anderson. All right, so on July 13th this year, obviously. She was at work over here at the Woodhouse Spa in, let's see, I think it's called the Summit in Birmingham right here. And then she traveled to Tazik's Mediterranean Cafe. I'm assuming that's what it is because apparently she went to get Mediterranean food at this mall, and there's only one Mediterranean restaurant there, and I doubt there would be two Mediterranean restaurants in the same mall. That wouldn't be very good business. You know what I mean? Okay, so went there. And so she left work at, like I said, at 8:20, and then went and traveled to Tazik's Mediterranean Cafe at the Summit in Birmingham to get food for her mother. Now, I didn't really think about that yesterday, but that part's interesting. That she went there to get food for her mother. So was that just all part of the ruse too? To go get the food for her mother? But don't you think that's sort of interesting? I mean, that's another notch in the other side of the story. That she stopped to get food for her mother. God, we can let's dispense with the hellos, everybody. Let's just hello, everybody. There you go. Let's just get on to the topic here. So, what do you guys think? Does that seem interesting that she went to buy the food for her mother, and yet we have this long sort of this story that was invented? Is that part of it? Yeah, I know. We're still getting there, Caroline. Do you mind if I get through it myself? Thank you. Thanks, Mag. Thanks, Gray. Give Gray the thumbs up he deserves. Join the freak family, too. Boom. Well, thank you, K1. Yeah. I mean, you guys, I do shows 7 days a week, so... I mean, there's some days where you might be watching and I'm not in a great mood, and then there's another day where everything's fun and awesome, but you just get to see me. I mean, basically, you guys a lot of you spend as much time with me as family members, right? Because we are a family. We're the freak family. 21 hours a week, basically. Hey, Callie Gal 3, one of the day crew freaks as well, and night. So, yeah. So then it says at approximately 9:33, then right after that, the new information that we got last night was that, so she went at 8:20, she was at the Woodhouse Spa, leaving work. Then goes to get Mediterranean food here. So you got to figure if she leaves at 8:20, you're not leaving the parking lot till 8:23 or 4. 3 minutes to get over here. Then it's 8:29 or something. Let's just say 8:30. She's over here at this Tazik's Mediterranean Cafe. You live seeing. Well, thanks, Caligal 3. You're so nice. I mean, that's just really generous. Thank you very much. I got a lot of generous freaks, to be honest with you. But thank you so much. I'm not sure. Does this one have the... Will it catch it? Let's see. It's going by so fast. I just turned on the Streamlabs thing, so I keep going back and forth. All right, so 8:20 here. And let's say it's about 8:30 when you get to here. And then you order food, and man, that probably takes 20, 25 minutes. 8:55. Then she drives over to, let's just say 8:45. Let's not add too much. And then over here by 8:50 goes into Target. Maybe it is, right around 9. She goes over to Target here and then buys some snacks. Exits, comes out, and then drives down the freeway just like this. And then there's a camera that would have seen her right here, except it was part of the sort of system glitch they had that at 9:30 and actually we don't really know, because we don't know if she was stopped then turned on her hazard lights. We don't know how that all played out. So she could have even driven by here at 9:15. I mean, maybe I should go back and take a look at that. And then she stopped and then turned her hazard lights on. We don't know for sure that she just drove there and then turned on the hazard lights. I mean, as she got there. Anyway, she drives under here. Then we see her on another camera from this angle at mile marker 11.7 heading in this direction. Okay, but let me just go back. So at approximately 9:33, Carlee's hazard lights are seen just out of view of the mile marker traffic camera 11.7. The hazard lights are stationary for 3 minutes. So right around in this area, her vehicle is just out of camera view, right down in here with her flashers on for 3 minutes. And then at 9:34, she called 911 and reported that she saw a toddler on I-459. And the way that sounded on the dispatch was like this. If I can open it. Let's see, open with, how about that one?
442 for 71. 42. 71, it's going to be 459 south, mile marker 10. It's going to be a child walking on the, 3 or 4 year old child walking on the side of the interstate next to her. RP's going to be close by in a red Mercedes sedan with the hazards on. Child's going to be a white male wearing a white t-shirt and a diaper.
Yeah. I mean, the way that was described was like it's an adult. I mean, it's weird, right? Like, the child's going to be a white male wearing a white t-shirt and then diapers.
Love your grey and freaks.
Thank you, Tony.
It's good to be able to join you all today.
Oh, shoot, I missed all that. Thanks, Holly G, Gloria Batari, Top Secret to You, and Tammy Morrell.
Was her mom's food in car?
No, that's the thing. I was going to get to that later. I'm not to that part. Well, I don't know if mom's food was in the car, but her snacks, they said, were not in the car. So I'm not sure why they didn't mention that. So the snacks weren't in the car. Maybe all of the food was missing from the car. But I mean, why would you buy your mom? I mean, I guess if the mom asked for the food, but why go buy it anyways if you're going to disappear?
She said Carlee called her and said the restaurant messed up the order and gave her 1 meal instead of 2. Hers and mom's rolling eyes face.
Huh? Not sure what you're saying.
Chewbacca?
Oh, she called her and said the restaurant messed up the order and gave her 1 meal. Oh, I see. Yeah. She said Carlee called her and said the restaurant messed up and the order and gave her 1 meal instead of 2. I mean, I guess if you're disappearing and you know you're going to be disappearing at a certain point, you would then have to buy the meal because you know that you're going to make it seem like the ruse happens down the highway. So you'd have to buy it. But I mean, is she really thinking about that kind of detail like that? Because if she didn't buy the meal, they go, wait a minute, why didn't she buy that meal? You know, why didn't she go to the restaurant first? I mean, that's a really sort of somebody that's almost an expert in trying to make sure that every base is covered. You know what I mean? So buying the meal is a little weird to me, to be honest with you. Even though that's what you would have to do to sell the ruse. Tawny Lee, thank you, and Tammy Morrell. Yeah, but let's see. I don't have a direct link anywhere currently to a live stream, and don't send me a live stream to a YouTuber, okay? I want the source that's out there. So it's usually on Facebook or a channel on the web, like a news station or something like that. And so if you know where that's going to be, send me a link. I mean, it's really easy to find these things, so probably more like around noon or something would be my time. 45 minutes from now would be a good time to find some of those. All right. So let me get back to where I was. So the scanner audio said it's going to be I-459 South, mile marker 10, going to be a child walking on the, and it says 3 or 4-year-old child walking on the side of the interstate next to the, I think RV probably means reporting vehicle, going to be close by in a red Mercedes sedan with hazard lights on, and then went on to say that that the person's wearing a white t-shirt, a male child, 3 to 4 years old, wearing a white t-shirt and diapers, right? So very much an Oompa Loompa, to be honest with you. Why would she sleep in the woods? She just went right in the woods there and slept and nobody found her? Yeah, probably not. I don't know. I'm just going to call. I'm going to make a call on that one. So I got an email, grayhuze2@gmail.com. That's where you can send where you think it's going to be played. Okay, that says 9:36 p.m. Carlee calls her brother's girlfriend in the middle of this conversation. So at 9:36, I don't know if you guys saw any of my videos. Well, most of you probably saw them yesterday, but the video where I show you how the car is stopped for 3 minutes right here. If I can't be precise on the time. All I know is that on the camera apparently is from 9 until 10. Is it really 9:59 to 9:57 or something? I don't really know exactly. I'm just going by 9 to 10. All right, and finding that little, and then what I did is I put the start of it on a clock at 9. And then once I found that there was missing time, I found where that little glitch was at 1:30 and 5 seconds. And then I took the remaining half of the video and slid it over to the right so that the end of it hits 10 o'clock, right? And that's where you can see that it's 1:46 of time if it's exactly an hour long and everything's perfect. And what that means is that if that is accurate, then 9:33 to 9:36 is approximately that 9:33:20 to 9:36:20 is about the time where she was sitting there with their hazard lights blinking. And if that's true, then that time of it being still with the lights blinking covers the entire 911 call and the call to the family member. And apparently that was she calls her brother's girlfriend in the middle of this conversation. Carlee goes missing. That's where maybe a scream was heard.
Chewbacca?
Oh, I'll be Chewbacca if you want me to.
And that's right here. And then just after that, her vehicle drives down the highway and with the hazard lights still on and then pulls over right here. She didn't go into the grass or anything, everybody. She just pulled into the hazard lane or whatever you want to call this lane over here on the side. People call it the shoulder of the road, but I mean it's really wide. It's almost an entire lane. So she pulls over, and then you see her get out of the car and kind of walk around the back and then stand over by a tire, let's say. She's over and looks like she kind of crouched down. Maybe, I don't know if she was hiding from people on the road or who knows what she was doing, right? And then it looked like at one point there was something that kind of goes off in this direction. But whether you see her go off in that direction or not is irrelevant because, and it might not even, and it's absolutely possible, just not very likely, that it's somebody else in the car at that point, because when the car stopped off camera, we don't know what happened there, okay? I think this is something that's a manufactured event, but I can't say for 100% sure, and my certainty dropped a little bit once I saw that the car stopped. Oh yeah! Crime dissector, thug detector, I'm a certified human lie detector. So there's a lot of people that still don't understand the timing and make strange comments.
Love the freak family.
Right? So think of it like this. When you don't understand the timing, you're going to make weird comments. Right? So when she called 911 now, it's very possible that it was when the car was stopped out of view. So all the other stuff when the car drives forward could mean something totally different. At 9:34, she calls 911. The car stopped. Hazard lights blinking. 9:36, she calls the friend. Then, what's interesting about that though is there's a scream and you just keep hearing the phone sound. So it's weird because now her car is moving. You hear the road sound and the phone's still live. So that almost feels like that's what happened when it got over to this area. So again, I can't be 100% certain when, the timing of the clock that I put up there. I just made it go from 9 to 10 because I don't have any other way. It's really strange to me to have traffic cameras with no time code on them.
Thanks for
I mean, what's the point of that?
Your usage of Google Maps is amazing. Hugging face, heart.
Well, thank you. Thanks, Beth Fitch, and Annie T up there. Another day freak. All right. Yeah, so like I was saying, right around in this area. Am I backwards right now? Yeah, figured I was. Right there. I like to turn it around even though the north-south is backwards to mimic what the camera was looking at. So the camera was kind of standing up about right here, and it starts filming about right in this area. So if the car stopped for 3 minutes, blinking, what was happening there? And then she called. It sounds like that's when she calls 911, and maybe the time's off by a minute or so. So maybe instead of it being, on my clock, instead of it being 9:34, it's 9:35 when she calls 911, and then literally when she's pulling up to this spot is when she's talking to. Or, you know what? Maybe at 9:36 is when she called. Oh, I think I understand it now. Watch this. So let's go like this. For 3 minutes, she's sitting here, calls 911, then calls the sister, and while talking to the, the wife of his brother, her brother, is that what it was? Girlfriend of his brother, her brother. She starts driving this way, and she's still on the phone talking. Still on the phone talking. So, because they don't tell us how long the call lasted. They just say the call was at 9:36. So let's say, and then at 9:37 here, when she finally gets out of the car, oh yeah, scream, and then put the phone down, and then she goes off into the woods. Do you get what I'm saying? Does that make sense now? That makes more sense to me. Let's assume that the clocks are correct. And 9:36, she makes that call, and then she starts driving, and then pulls over, still talking to her, and then goes, screams, and then leaves the phone on, and then goes into the woods, because we know for certain that whoever was driving that car, let's just assume it's her, goes into the woods. It's only 60 yards, and maybe met up with somebody over here and took off somewhere. Because nobody crossed the highway here. There is a fence there, but we don't know. All we know for certain is that right here, when you look, where is it? Let's go right there, I think. Come on, street view, kick in. That doesn't look like it. Let me go up higher here. There. Yep. So if you zoom in right here, you can see there is a fence here. And does it go all the way around? Probably does. But is there a place that you can cross? Maybe there was even a plan before to cut a little hole somewhere. I mean, that's... See, we're getting to a weird place where it's a lot of thinking. Let's see, her mom orders something at the Indian restaurant, but she only bought one. So she... oh yeah, but she knew she was going to take off, but she wanted to buy that to make sure that they didn't think, oh my God, she knew that she was taking off, because if she didn't buy the food, that means something happened earlier. But she's saying that the call came on the side of the road about the toddler. You get it? Like, that's a really deep thinking. That's like a professional level thinking there. Or somebody that watches HLN or IDTV often. Not HLN. They're conspiracies stuff there. Maybe mom overheard ahead, or maybe she did. What's in about 15 minutes? But you got to do full sentences here, top secret. That doesn't make any sense to me. Yeah, I mean, I'm saying it probably took, 20, 25 minutes to get her meal there. I think the timing matches up pretty well to when she would be there. And it's weird because it's sort of on the way home as well. I mean, that's likely the way you would go home, right? Like, she would drive down here, take, where is there an exit up here? Yeah, I mean, she would actually be taking exit 10 next. So here is mile marker 11. This is 11.4 where she pulled over. She would have taken exit 10 next and then came around like this. It looks, let's see, how would you get into this neighborhood? You know what you could do? Let's do a like a map here. Thanks, Annie T. Now I'm going to do get directions from...
If this is legit, do you think they may release a sketch today?
I don't know how they would do that, but... How would you get a sketch in the dark? That'd be strange. Okay, there it is. So you would take exit 10, and then right at the top, take a left, go under, looks like underneath the freeway there, and then right down here into the neighborhood right there. And that is only 7-minute drive, 2.9 miles. Thank you, Cynthia Kleist.
Of mom talking about the food shows completely that this was planned by Carlee. How can I send
Yeah, you would leave your phone on purpose if you didn't want to be tracked. But YouTube interview video of mom talking about the food shows completely... Yeah, you can send me an email of it and I can play the audio. But if it's a YouTube channel, I'm not going to do it. Thanks, Amber Maiden. The Facebook page of police department for press. What happened? Is it on Facebook? You sent it to me, Amber? Well, thanks, Amber. I appreciate you too. Amber's been around a while too. I'm not sure how many months that is. Probably. Hope everything's going well with your... have you gotten approved yet, Amber, up there for your jaw there? Thanks, Turtle. No email? Oh, you sent it to my email? No email. What does that even mean? Okay, there we go.
Chewbacca?
Alright, I have a bunch of links now in my email from various people, so. Welcome, Elaine. It's in Central Time, I believe. It's 2 hours ahead of Pacific Time and 1 hour or after.
Hey, Greg.
That's me yelling at myself. So hold on a second.
Sent you the link to the FB page of Police Department for press conference when it happens. I appreciate you.
Yep. Nothing big. Well, thanks, Evelyn. Where have you guys been all these years? I'll do a poll. There you go. Got a poll question for you. How many people are watching now? Oh, wow. 2,757. That's crazy. I think we've been higher than that before, but not too many times. Yeah, hit that like button, would you guys? First thing you do when you come in, just hit that like button really quick and help support the channel. Appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, if you take hallucinogens, are you going to think of all the different things? I don't know about that.
Great respect to you, sir. You are my go-to for true crime. Woman bowing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the 3 minutes where the car stops definitely makes makes you wonder. It makes you pause a little bit, but not too much. It's just sort of an interesting thing. Trying to find the well, we can just, how about we just play the 20-minute video from yesterday, and that way you can really kind of see what's going on. Oh yeah. And then later on, on 2 days later, she shows up back home, walking home, but then somebody reported that she's unresponsive but breathing, which is really kind of weird, right?
I would definitely bring snacks if I were being kidnapped. Was this elaborate sham a way to spend 2 days with some guy at the Red Roof Inn?
Well, let me ask you this. There's no way you would bring snacks if you were kidnapped. That's what we were talking about last night. Is that the first thing you grab, or would it be your cell phone? I don't think you're going to grab the snacks when you're getting kidnapped. You're going to grab your phone to try to send a signal to somebody. Thanks, Texas Annie. Lauren M. Welcome, Mercy. the other one too. I guess I got 2 for 1. Okay, you guys want to just watch this together again? It's only 20 minutes, and that's about the time where we start trying to, be 35 minutes before. But I think this one, I'll move it past the intro though. I don't think a lot of people have seen this. Today's videos regarding
thanks for letting us CBUS. We'll all be waiting for you. Thanks for letting us know.
Carlee Russell case, and specifically between 9 and 10 p.m. on July 13th, 2023. Do you guys want to see this, or if not, we can just keep talking. And oh man, did I? No, you didn't miss it. Well, you missed some minutes. All right, I'm going to end the polls. 81% think it's a hoax. Okay, I'm not really getting any answers if they want to see this or not. So, filming this direction, I thought that would be relevant because Carlee was over here working and then picking up food, and then thus she would have driven down 459 in this direction, headed in this direction. The footage is apparently between 9 and 10 p.m. When you look at the video, it is 58 minutes and 14 seconds. So that means if it's a solid hour, we're missing 1 minute and 46 seconds. And I believe I found that portion of the video that's missing. So this is the first video at mile marker 11.7. This is the video that was put on the news, but unfortunately they left out some crucial parts of the video on the news. So we weren't given all the information. It does appear that her car stops for 3 minutes before driving forward and pulling over at a... Yeah, don't you think it's weird, like the media doesn't come out and say, wow, we now have information that she stopped for 3 minutes. I mean, it's just right there. If you can't tell that that's what it is, then you need a lobotomy. I mean, the car, it actually keeps blinking at the same cadence as it drives away. That is her vehicle that stopped for 3 minutes. Thank you, the Velvet Army. 11.4 mile marker. There also is a strange moment where it appears the video is missing footage. Some people call it a glitch. This happens at around 9:30 and 4 seconds. It skips to about 1:46 ahead, which accounts for the minute and 46 seconds that we were missing before. Because all the rest of the video, there are no glitches. So we're missing about 1:46, and that exact missing minute 46 also takes place on the other footage that I have. So on this footage right here, let's go to that. So on this footage right here, which is at mile marker 13.99 facing northeast. Right when you get to 9:30 and 4 seconds, watch this. We'll put it right here. And watch it play at the top. 9:30, 3, 4, and then watch the traffic. Oh, it just skips around. And it's missing the exact same amount of time, 1:46. And unfortunately, that would be the exact time that Carlee's car would have been driving back from getting food. Alright, so let's go back to the original video that we've watched, and it is at the mile marker 11.7 facing southwest. So I'm going to scrub through this part here. If you want to see the full-length video, it's on my channel. I'm going to move it to the 9:30 mark again and show you the exact same glitch here. So should be... Right now we're at 9:29 52 seconds, so it'll be happening relatively shortly here. All right, now we're at 9:30. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now watch the traffic. It just completely shifts, so we're missing the exact same minute 46. And what makes this interesting is that, see this vehicle right there? If you go back just a little bit further at 29:57, there's the vehicle, and watch. Right here. Yeah, I had the wrong. I pointed to the wrong one first, but this vehicle. It turns on its flashers to pull over, and it looked apparently like it was about to pull over at the exact same mile marker where Carlee's car was found. Look here it is right here. This vehicle right here. Yeah. But the person who gets all the video says that law enforcement, they don't do that. There's glitches all the time. This is just one of those things that's just really unfortunate, the timing, because we don't know what that car was going to do. There's no signal on, so it puts it on, apparently to pull over to the shoulder of the road, which would have been right there, but we're missing all of that footage. So that definitely makes it, gives you the conspiracy vibe. But I think the fact that it's on two different cameras at the same time make that less likely that it's just some random person went in there and edited it out. It's also just, that stuff never happens, okay? Where you have this traffic camera footage and somebody literally gets into the file somewhere and then removes stuff so that the public doesn't get to see it. Of course, the conspiracy people will go, "Oh, you're nuts, man. You're crazy. They do it all the time. Right. Okay, so then
I'm pretty
about
funny,
3
man.
minutes later, Carlee's car pulls up in. You can't see the vehicle, but it's at 9:33 in like 20 seconds. So let me. All of this portion here is missing. Okay. This portion right here, so let me just show you from 9:30 and 3 seconds to 9:31 and 48 seconds, or 49-ish, it is missing, all right? So this is where it picks up again at 9:31 and 56 seconds. The video I was just showing you was after the glitch happened, but the glitch happened, watch it in real time right here, so it's 9:29 and 43 seconds. We'll just play it again. Yeah. Sometimes I have listened to myself and started laughing. Yeah, here we go. This vehicle right here does not have a signal
side
on,
comments.
but then it turns on, apparently looking like it's about to pull over at that same mile marker, 11.4. All right, now all of this playing, it goes on until, let's just see exactly when it turns on so you guys.
Yeah, why spend too much money on a hoax?
Right. Hey, let me buy 2 meals. Right. Good to know specifically. 9:31 and 50 seconds. So 9:31 and 50 seconds is when the camera footage works again. All right, so let's just fast forward it to about right there at 9:33 and 10 seconds. And sorry, we do have some construction going on. Now look at the bottom of the screen. See that flashing light? You can see Carlee's car is just slowly trickling underneath the camera right there. And it's slowly moving, and then it stops. So right now her vehicle is stopped. But you see the flashing lights of her vehicle just below on the bottom part of the screen there. Oh, I've seen that interview. I just never listened to that whole one earlier. So it's flashing. That just keeps flashing there. And it flashes there for 3 minutes. Her car does not move.
Just look at right down
that
here.
Does open up the door for the original story where she says that she pulled over and there was a child there and there was a scream and something may have happened to her. And then one of the people who abducted her could have got into her vehicle and drove the vehicle to mile marker 11.4. They got out and they ran through the woods into that neighborhood. Because maybe the original... Yeah, let's play the audio. I'll get back to this. Let me play the audio from that interview. Let's see what we hear here.
She's a godsend. Bubbly personality, loving heart.
It's really bad audio. God.
Giving.
Of course.
Joyful in nature.
She's a fighter too. She's joyful and she's laid back, but if it's a chance for her to put up a fight to try to save her life, she's going to do everything she can to put up a fight. And I was telling my husband and I were talking today, she was just so happy, or yesterday She was just so happy all the way up until I talked to her at 9:19. She was just so happy. And anybody that knows our daughter knows she loves food. And the fact that she was willing to give me her meal because they left her meal off meant a lot to me. And when she got home, I was gonna give her a big hug and tell her thank you because I know you love your food.
She's
That's interesting. So that must mean she thought of that. So at 9:19, so 9:19 is likely right when she got out of the restaurant or just heading down the highway or something, but I don't know. I wonder if the timing all makes sense here. Kidnappers are in that neighborhood themselves. Okay, I'm just throwing it out there as a possible theory. The other vehicle, if you believe in the conspiracy, what do you mean it has started at 2:40? Is it already started? I mean, we can always just. I don't think that's correct. It starts in an hour or 45 minutes. The glitch was meaningful would be that somebody was dropped off right there at a 11.4 mile marker. And they were waiting for her, and she was slowly moving along, texting, hey, where are you? Like, where do I find you? Then gets in her car and slowly drives down the shoulder of the road there to look for this person. And then eventually they go, yeah, I'm right here. And then she pulls over at 11.4, gets out and goes with that person. I'm still mainly in the camp that this is a ruse, completely set up, and it's not real, and the abduction part of her story is false. But it does put more weight into the original theory, the fact that her car is sitting there for 3 minutes. Notice it's still blinking down
Original
there at the bottom
story
of
is
the
what I meant
screen.
to say.
My original theory was that it was. So I'll just fast forward a little bit to 36:11. And now we've got the actual time here. Before, on previous videos, we weren't sure, but now it sort of extends out, and we know now. Look at the time up above. This is when her 911 call was made. So her car is parked with the lights blinking
If
below
the time
camera.
is correct.
Okay, then she called home apparently at 9:36, and again, her car is still parked there. And then you hear a scream and so forth, and then right after the scream, apparently, her vehicle moves forward 0.4 miles and pulls over to the
Thanks,
side of the
Mercedes.
road at mile marker 11.4. So we'll see that shortly. So her vehicle's still, and very soon it's going to pull forward. There it goes.
So it was just
Slowly.
out of camera.
This is real speed, by the way. It's just the angle of the camera makes the vehicle
5
appear
feet.
slow. So there goes her vehicle down the road.
It's about to pass the McDonald's
And
sign.
this is my other gray. I think it gets around in that area at about 9:37. I don't have the exact number in my head, so let's see what happens. Just passing the McDonald's sign area right now, and then pulling up very close to mile marker 11.4 at 9:37 and 14 seconds. It stops. Very shortly after that, you see a car door open. An individual get out, go behind the vehicle, and stand there. And you can see them on the back right of the vehicle. Looks like they sort of crouch down, doing something. Don't really know for sure. And there goes the construction sound again. But I need to get this out there because I think it gives you sort of the interesting moments all in one package.
News
So it looks
update
like
on the
individual
ongoing
might be still
investigation
moving
into
around
Carlee
there. But then
Russell's
right
disappearance.
there, right around in this time frame, like 9:38, 05 or 6, it looks like they headed off to the right. But interestingly, then later there appears to be sort of this, like right there, a shape in the background there, but I don't know if that's just camera pixelation or what that is. I can't tell anymore. Earlier you could see the individual there, but looks like right around in this time frame they take off, and there's no more person standing around. I mean, we can wait until I have this video going until
this is my coffee
the police show up.
And that's me.
On this version. Yeah, because after the police show up, there's so much light that you can't really make out anything on the screen anyways. So I'll just kind of scrub it forward here. And if you need to watch the part in between, like I said, I put the entire video out there for you to watch. So it's 9:40. So I think what I've been able to do here is fix the time on the video itself. So now we know that her car was stopped when she made the 911 call out of view of the camera. And then we also know that at 9:46 her car was stopped out of view of the camera when she called home, and then she pulls forward and it's more like 9:47 when she pulls up next to mile marker 11.4. So I think the police show up on the scene really soon here. So 9:40, 55 seconds. Let's see. It's almost here. Right there. So 9:41 and 7 seconds. And she pulled up to the scene. Let's get the timing of that. So 9:41 and 7 seconds is when the cops showed up. The police showed up in their vehicles. And she pulls over. I'm pretty sure it was 9:37 and maybe 10 or 15 seconds. So that would be 4 minutes. 4.5 minutes. That's when she pulled over. So the comment about that they showed up 4 minutes after the 911 call doesn't add up, okay? The 911 call was... Yeah, but the problem is like I said before, I don't know what the timing... If I just literally went from 9 to 10. The video was 58 minutes and 14 seconds. And then when I found the glitch, I put the end of the video at 10. And obviously the beginning starts at 9. So the time code there is, that's what I got. Alright. So hold on, somebody might be at the door. I'll just keep playing. They had 3 minutes before, so that would be 7 minutes later. So she got there at 9:37:14. The police show up at 9:41 and 9 seconds or so. 9:41 and let's get the exact time. Yeah, for 9:41 and like 6 seconds is when the lights start flashing on the screen. So that's about 4 minutes. However, the 911 call was made at 9:34, which is when she was stopped, and that means there's 7 minutes from the 911 until the police got there, which is, I think, pretty damn good actually. So right after this, I removed every time that there was a flashing light. I removed the flash and just kept the part where there's no flash on the screen. I think it allows you to see a little bit better the movement. So that's coming up right after this. This is when she pulls up to mile marker 11.4, or her vehicle does. We don't know for certain now, because of the stop, that she's the one that was in the vehicle. So you see her get out of the car, walk around to the side. I had one extra flash in there. I don't know how that got in there, but so you can see her standing there in the light. Or the person who was driving the vehicle. And it looks like they're moving around, but it's hard to really tell because it's so many lights and cars moving around, causing issues. and pixelation. Yeah, so anyways, you guys, that pretty much was like yesterday, but it shows you the timing. But so I can't know for certain if it's off by a minute or something at the beginning and the end. I do know it's an hour. If I add the minute 46 in there right when the glitch happens, it's a solid hour of video. There isn't any other glitches or anything like that. So, just got to do the best you can. It's unfortunate they don't have time codes on traffic cameras, which seems really almost ludicrous. You know what I mean? Like if you have an incident, how do you know what time it was? One of my PTS family just gave me Reese's peanut cutter. Oh, good. Those are. We've entered the deep dive of I've been talking about it for days, Kisa. So I didn't just enter it. If that's what you're implying there. Yeah, we've been doing it for days. I think we've put out some stuff that's It sort of solidifies what you see is going on and theorize rationally based on the information that's put out there. Yeah, well, I would think most traffic cams would have a time on them. I don't understand why they don't there. I think those traffic cameras are mainly used for people just to look and see if what's the traffic like. You get on the site, look at it and go, okay, there's nothing there, I'll go a different direction if there's a traffic jam. The target that she went to was right over here, so 8:20. Maybe after she leaves there, she's going this direction, goes into Target. Maybe she's almost at Target even. Goes in there, buys the snacks at, let's say, 9:20. Gets in her car. It's not a long drive down here. I mean, miles-wise. I mean, let's just figure out how long something like this would take. Go back over here, down. And then where her car stopped is... it is 10 miles, so you got to think about 12 minutes or so. So she likely actually called her mom after she already left Target. Ish. Let's see, 9:19, 10 minutes later, but it wouldn't be that. It'd be more like 12 or 13 because it's not a 60-mile-an-hour drive right here. Once you get here, it likely is. So I would say that was probably like 12 minutes, which would be 31. Her car pulls over at 33. So, yeah, she's probably already got out of Target with her snacks. And isn't it weird, too, to buy... Oh, wait, so she bought snacks because she was going to give her meal to her mom, I guess? It's a weird story, man. There really isn't any single thing that you go, wow, okay, yes, this is great. So let's try this again. 8:20, she goes out the building. What do you guys think? How long do you think it would take to get out to your car? She leaves at 8:20, gets out to her car, drives out, and then makes it to this Tazik's Mediterranean Cafe. What do you think? What time would she be at Tazik's Mediterranean Cafe? Hey, thank you very much, Tammy Morrell. All detectives need to do is ask the restaurant if Carlee ordered 2 meals to take home as planned for her and mom, or just one. That would be an interesting thing, because the answer, if she bought 2 really, and called mom at 9:19 to say she was bringing it to her. I think she ordered one. She knew she wasn't going home. Right. And so why would you spend extra money on a ruse? But yeah, I mean, you go there because if you don't go there, it makes it look like you were. You know what it almost seems like is once she realized, wait, I only bought one meal because why would I? And then she was driving and went, oh shit, hey mom, oh, hey, I meant to buy you one, but when I get there, I'll give you this one. It's like something she realized wouldn't look right later, something like that. If again, we don't know what the hell's going on here, but well, if the mom paid, wouldn't she realize, hey, I only got one meal? So let me read the rest of that up there. It said, called mom. All detectives need to do is ask the restaurant if Carlee ordered 2 meals to take home as planned for her and mom, or just one, and called mom at 9:19 to say she was bringing it to her. I think she ordered one. She knew she wasn't going home. Right. So she was going to eat that meal that night herself, but realized that it didn't look right, so just told her, oops, I meant to, you can have this one, right? Because what would be the reason for that call? Or do you think the mom called her? Yeah, we know that. We just went over that a minute ago, Ash. But that Carlee called her after the fact and told her that the restaurant messed up the order. Yeah, we know that. We just went over that. We're just trying to work it into, like, what does that really mean? Let's see. Maybe she was eating her meal during the 3 minutes. Well, you never know, Daphne. You never know. All right. Has anybody seen anybody milling around somewhere for this press conference? Yeah. Well, we don't know if she put her on hold or not. Okay, so the mom says that apparently, according to News Nation, somebody named Aaron just sent me an email. I remember hearing this yesterday, that she was talking to the sister-in-law and then put her on hold. Let's see. According to mom, News Nation interview, yell at her something. I heard you yell at someone last night, so I found the video of mom. Oh, you're dissing on me. There is another interview, but eludes. Shit, I don't know what you're talking about, man. You gotta write better than that. Let's see. She also claims kidnappers painted her nail. Yeah, but apparently she was, I think, talking to her sister-in-law, put her on hold, called 911, then went back to the sister-in-law, and then that's when there's like a scream, and then you hear the vehicle in the background running, and the phone was left on, apparently, and the car was left on. So it definitely, those kinds of things, I mean, it's weird. It's sort of weird that she's on the phone with her sister-in-law, then calls 911. I mean, it could be that you're driving, you see something, you pull over, and you call 911. But wouldn't you be getting out of your car and like talking to the kid at that point? But you don't. You sit in the car for 3 minutes, and then you drive. Then the car drives forward. So that could be like the alternate theory would be that she was abducted somehow from that location, and then another person, a second individual, drove her vehicle up 0.3 of a mile. And then parked it and ran into the woods because maybe the homes of the abductors are more closer to the 11.7 mile marker. So you could make that theory if you wanted to. I'm just saying there wasn't one other report of a child anywhere. And a lot of stuff just doesn't sound quite right. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. All right. I'm just trying to find a good place where the link is. And there's a whole bunch of different places. I'm going to start loading stuff up and check the one that comes in first. I asked for links and people send me emails saying the press conference is at 2:30, you know. Thanks. Yeah, I know, we get it. Maybe this will have it. Okay, that's not really a link there. So the press conference is scheduled for 2:30 p.m. CST. The investigation into the Carlee Russell case continues as detectives are working to determine what happened from the time prior to her 911 call Thursday night until she returned home on foot Saturday night. Detectives spoke to Carlee very briefly. Oh, I think we read through this last night. Yeah. So that's not a link there. She said she sent me a link to the live press conference, but it's really just a post. So maybe on their Facebook page they'll be doing this. It's not a cell phone, it's lights reflecting off the lens. So no reports of a missing child. Nobody else saw a missing child. She buys one meal instead of two because it's cheaper if you're going to do a ruse, and then you just say, oh yeah, I meant to buy you one, but it looks like you attempted to buy the food. And then you bought some snacks, and then you stop for 3 minutes for I don't know what the reasoning behind that would be, the stopping. Maybe waiting for somebody, but you know, the scenario where somebody gets in her car and drives it down to that mile marker is sort of interesting. I mean, I don't think that that's what's happening. All along, I think this is something that isn't, nothing nefarious. Like it's just something other than what we were told. I don't know. So let's say in the scenario where the car was stopped for 3 minutes right here. She's abducted and taken this way to one of these homes in this area. A second person then takes the vehicle, drives it down here, parks it, throws stuff out of it, whatever, and then goes this direction. But then why was she abducted? Which it almost feels like in a scenario like that, she's the actual target. You know, unless you're just whoever it is who stops, you're going to abduct and try to get money from them. But if that's true, why don't you take the cell phone and her purse, any of that stuff? So nothing makes sense in the story, and a lot of times stuff doesn't make sense when something isn't what we were told. Nothing makes sense anyways in this story. I mean, no matter how you look at it. It will make sense at the very end when somebody has an answer, but currently it's, the thing that makes the most sense is that it is a ruse, and even the ruse makes sense completely if you're really thoughtful about how the ruse would have to take place. Yeah, we already said the part about there's no snacks in the car. She claims to have fed snacks by kidnapper. Who said that? Oh, so she wanted to explain how she had food because she had snacks. Maybe she was abducted just after getting out of the restaurant and forced to send that text message, And then she was forced to go in to buy the snacks. And then she was forced... I don't know. It gets really complicated. Yeah, they probably would. I think one of the key things that the family said that you look at is... well, hold on. I got it right here. So let me keep going through some of this stuff. So Carlee's vehicle then pulls forward on the shoulder of the road, ending at mile marker 11.4. Law enforcement shows up on the scene a little after 9:41. Then on Friday, 1 p.m., Hoover Police Department holds a news conference releasing details of where Russell was last seen. That's when she's still missing. 2:18, Russell's family and friends hold a vigil. At 4:06 p.m., Alabama Law Enforcement Agency issues a missing person advisory, and a search team is scheduled to scour the ground. At 9:45 that same day, on the 14th, local news released traffic camera video from I-459, Saturday, July 15th. Let's see. And see how they only say right here, the vehicle with its hazard lights on, slowing down on the shoulder near... They don't mention the 3 minutes where it was sitting there. That's really important to the story. Then on July 15th at 10:44, Hoover 911 Center receives a call that Russell returned home by foot. So she literally is seen on camera walking. They have this on surveillance, walking and going into the home. Knocking on the door, whatever. Police and Hoover fire medics responded to the scene to assess Russell and transported her to a local hospital for evaluation. At 11:30, Hoover Police Department issues release on Russell being located. She went to the hospital and then released. Right? Then on Sunday, the parents made a statement. See, I think this statement's pretty telling. Great morning. My husband and I want to make this statement again as we did last night. It's nothing more to add or take away from how we're feeling right now. God is faithful, and He has answered our prayers. We do want to ask for privacy at this time to allow us to just love on our daughter and each other with our close family. So anytime you see this, just with experience, when you hear we want to ask for privacy at this time, that's usually when there isn't the belief that there is a sexual, like some sort of a predator out there, right? Because then you're like, we want justice, we need to hurry up, and like you're really angry. It's usually when there's something else that is going on. Doesn't mean it always is, but it is sometimes. To allow us to just love. I mean, most of the time when you see that statement, it's a statement that generally we never get to hear another word about anything if law enforcement makes that same statement. So there you go. So we're at 12:13. Okay. They say the neighborhood cams show her walking fine except when she gets to her parents' house. Really? That's great. That's freaking awesome. If that's true. I would think the police would be putting up drawing of her abductor. Maybe the family deserves privacy. Was there a trucker... hold on. Live chat overlay. Let me fix this. There you go. His account. All right, let me go start looking around again. Okay. Who's this though? Where is he gonna get it? Oh, that's some other channel. Can't do that. Mm-hmm. So do you guys think that the Hoover Police Department Facebook page is going to have this live stream? What do you guys think? Do they say that they're going to? There's a lot of other people covering this currently, even news people that only cover news, but whenever there's something big, they just jump right on top of it like they've been doing it the whole time. Let's see. This is, you know what's weird about this case is why is it big? It's still weird how it's big even though she's been found, right? It's like we're just so want to know what the hell happened here, right? Wait for it. Okay. I keep getting a similar link from people. Okay, so it says it'll be playing on their Facebook page. Okay. Well, we'll see. It's coming up. And I do have the ability to turn up when an audio is low. I can turn it way up, and then you just have to remind me when it's over because my voice would sound like that. Her is quiet with a kidnapper and toddler story. Yeah, it's not like they. I don't think it'd be interesting to see if they've removed the bolo on this child running around. No, it's not a distraction. Everyone always thinks when there's a bigger story that it's some intentional, dark government secret project to make people look in a different direction. When we should be focused on something else, we're all head fake to look somewhere. It's ridiculous. This one's interesting because it's a puzzle. It's like Maura Murray live. You know what I mean? Let me check that one out too. I'll make sure to have a couple open here. Do they have live on there? I don't see it. I don't see them have live over there on AOL.com. So we'll just stick over here. But if anybody sees a video somewhere that's not another YouTuber, but another, like a sort of a Facebook or news outlet where it's they're milling around, like the camera's already set up and they're looking around. I've got the Facebook on their page open. I see. Can you just send me a message on Facebook, Tracy, with that? Yeah, I don't see them saying that they were going to have it on Facebook. Oompa loompa doopity dee. Where's the one? Got it right here. Oh, there Hey guys, did you guys see this one? It was weird. It took me a while, but after watching Street View multiple times, I was able to locate an actual Oompa Loompa right there at mile marker 11.4. Now, we're not sure if the Oompa Loompas actually live in the village that's right over the hill there. Just not sure about that yet. We'll definitely look into that. All right, let's see. What was that one? Right. Sounds like a bad trip. Yeah. Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Hey, thanks, Tracy. That was cool. This is what I'm looking for right here. Something that looks like this. I wish somebody would walk around, though, so we know. I have the other one, too, so let's see if we get the... Yeah, so we have two things open. Is this... Okay. Yeah, there's people walking around, listening. There's audio. That's good. Good. This is AL.com here. No, there isn't one. I have it. Why would I want you to go watch there when you can watch here? So it looked like about 80-something% of the people earlier on a poll believe it's like a hoax of some sort. There's a lot of, I mean, I appreciate everybody who's staying around here. We still have 2,245 people watching. If you could hit that like button, that would be great. So here's how it works, everybody. Hit that like button, hit that like button, 10, 20, 25, 30, hit that like button, 20, 30, 30, 35, 40, hit that like button, 40, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, hit that like button, hit that like button. If your finger doesn't work, use your nose. All right. That's right, Lynn. Hit it, hit it. Hope it's good audio. I'll just leave it here. And if not, we can just watch it right after. I mean, you know, however it works, we'll be able to watch it multiple times. It's not like it starts in 6 minutes. So how does it work on a Facebook page when they go live? Does it just pop up in front of your face, or?
At least as far as the order goes, we're going to have, like we talked about, the names earlier is Captain Keith, Estepa, the mayor, and then the chief.
Hey, thanks, Pink Panda. I've got a golden ticket.
Mayor Bricato's name, spelling.
So does it just pops up when you're on the page? I want to use the one that has the best audio. And Amber, if you know how to, like, you see the link on Facebook and it's live, maybe you can send it the link directly to the live stream when you get there. I don't know exactly how it works on Facebook. So she's right here at 8:20 at the spa. Goes to Tazik's Mediterranean Cafe.
Can we get a hard line to you? It's like you cousin, everyone distraction.
Apparently supposed to buy meals for her and her mom. Then she goes to Target, but at 9:19 she calls her mom and tells her she only bought one meal, but she'll give her hers. At Target she buys some snacks. Then her car stops right here for 3 minutes with a flashlight. Yeah, that is loud, man. And then she stops right here for 3 minutes with her hazard lights on. Then she drives down here and pulls over at 11.4. Her vehicle does, and a person gets out of it. And somebody went through the woods, not across the highway. And her snacks were not in the vehicle. And then 2 days later, she shows up at home on foot, walking into the house, but can't speak because she just can't bring herself to say, you know, I mean, that's what it sounds like. Yeah, I don't see anything on their Facebook page still. Strangely. Thanks, Robin. And thanks, Dave Freaks, for being here. Hey, there's Snow Bunny. Huh, weird. Like it's gonna start here pretty soon. I don't know, Zozo. I'm kind of like it's a possibility, but it just doesn't seem likely that her story is true, given all the stuff we know. The 3 minutes of her car stopping have to make everybody pause a little bit and wonder what was happening in those 3 minutes. But I think it's something other than her story. And the 911 call.
Investigation. This will be the first news conference that we have had since Carlee Russell returned home late Saturday night.
Okay, that's another possibility here. We'll see how this goes. Yeah, the snacks. Well, one thing So I know, like, who gets abducted and takes their snacks with them first? But the other thing is she only bought one of the 2 meals when she bought the meals for her mom. She was supposed to buy one, but she bought only herself and was going to give it to her mom. So it's like, you're going to set up a ruse, but why spend double the price? So you just buy one, right? Yeah. Oh, the mayor's going to be here?
Hey guys, one final mic check. Mic check 1 2.
Yeah.
Mic check 1 2.
Yeah, that works.
Mic check. Everybody give me a thumbs up. I just want to make sure we're good. Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. In the city of Hoover, Alabama. 1 2 3. Right at 2:30 now, Central Daylight Time. Everybody good? Everybody good?
That's...
Mic check 1 2. Mic check. We're getting very close. Mic check 1 2. Mic check. You good, Mike? Mic check. You good? You good? Everybody's good? You're good, sir? Great. Okay.
Is that good enough audio? It's a little bit.
Back up, right?
It's not great, but it's something.
Okay. Mic check 1 2.
We'll play a good version later.
I think he's going to give everybody a 2-minute warning. I think. I'm not positive. Mic check 1 2.
Am I good with microphones? All right, official 2-minute warning from right now. Okay, 2 minutes.
All right, we'll turn on your camera on your website. Yeah. Are you guys nervous? I mean, this is weird. It's like waiting for the lottery. Like you have a lottery ball, and you want to get the first pick in the draft, and you're just waiting. Oh God, dang it!
WBUA. Yeah. Do you have a hardwired line? Your wireless receiver is off the side. I can get you one if you need it.
I don't see it on Facebook now. About to refresh the page? Where are you looking? Oh, there it is. There it is.
Morning, I think. I'm not positive.
Hold on a second. Just a second. See, I think that's the one right there. I know it's a little bit more narrow, but I think the audio was better on their own there. I'm going to keep both of them.
All right, good afternoon and welcome to the Frank and Pam Bearfield Training Center. I'm Captain Keith Sescaleba, that's spelled Keithczeskleba, with the Hoover Police Department. Joining me at the podium today will be Hoover Mayor Frank Brocato, spelled Brocato, and Hoover Police Chief Nick Durzis, spelled Derzis. You may also hear from Lieutenant Daniel Lowe, spelled Lowe, of the Hoover Police Investigations Division. Mayor Brocato will make a brief opening statement, and then Chief Durzis will read a prepared statement. After Chief's statement is complete, there will be an opportunity to ask a few questions regarding this investigation. Keep in mind that this is still an ongoing investigation, so there may be some questions that we cannot answer. With that, I will turn it over to Mayor Brocato.
Thank you and good afternoon for you all coming today. You know, 6 days ago our community learned about the disappearance of Carlee Russell, and it sent fear and pandemonium not just through our city but the entire state and the nation as well. The media quickly joined us to get the word out about Carlee. Our community sprung into action and they organized search parties, arranged prayer vigils, and they took other steps that I'm not even aware of to help in this situation. The Hoover Police Department quickly rallied multiple partner agencies stopping at nothing to find Carlee. I'd like to take this time to say thank you first to the Hoover Police Department, our partner agencies, our wonderful community, and to all those that aided in some way in connection with this situation. As the days have gone on and more information has been shared, we know everyone has questions. The Hoover Police Department is known for being very methodical and thorough with their investigations. For that reason, we did not feel comfortable speaking in detail publicly until now. It is important that we share this information now so that our community can be put at ease. So at this time, I'll turn the microphone over to Hoover Police Chief Nick Dursis. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor.
That said something right there.
Thank everyone for being here today. Besides me stands the team who played a significant role in this investigation. I want to thank our department, members of surrounding local law enforcement agencies, the FBI, Secret Service, United States Marshals, and ALEA for their assistance in this case. We said from the evening of July 13th, our focus would be the safe return of Carlee Russell. That occurred on Saturday, July 15th, approximately 49 hours after she called 911 and disappeared. From that point, our focus has been to determine Carlee's whereabouts during that time and what exactly took place. Let me say up front, this investigation is not over. We're still working this case, and we've worked in this case until we uncover every piece of evidence that helps us account for the 49 hours that Carlee Russell was missing. However, through the public interest, and in some cases, public fear that this story has generated, we owe it to our citizens to tell them the facts that we have uncovered. So I will give you the facts that we know today. On July 13th, at approximately 8:20 p.m., Carlee left work from a business at the Summit. Surveillance video from her place of employment shows Carlee concealed a dark-colored bathrobe, a roll of toilet paper, and other items belonging to the business prior to her departure. She ordered food from Tzatziki's at the Colonnade and traveled there. She then traveled to Target on 280, where she purchased some granola bars and Cheez-Its. From there, she remained in the parking lot at that shopping center until 9:21 p.m. when she drove to I-459. Carlee communicated on her cell phone with individuals known to her while on her path of travel, up to the point of calling 911 at 9:34 p.m. And at this time, we will play the 911 call in its entirety.
Oh, wow. I hope to have that link to the audio.
You headed southbound or northbound? Like towards that foot or towards 280? Okay. And was the child on the left or right side? On the right side. Were they walking northbound or southbound? They're walking towards Tuscaloosa. Walking southbound? How old do they look? Like a toddler, like maybe like 3 or 4. Did you pull over with them? Are you still with them? Yes. Okay, are you with the child right now? No, I'm not. I didn't get out of the car. I can see them though. Do you mind staying and keeping an eye on them till we get there? Yeah, sure, yeah. Okay, what kind of car are you in? I'm in a red Mercedes-Benz. Is it a sedan or SUV? SUV. I mean, it's a sedan. Sorry. Can you put your hazards on for me? Yeah, they're on. Okay. Did you talk to the child at all, or did you say anything to them? No. Okay. No. Do they look like they're injured? No, they don't. Are they white, black, Hispanic, or Asian? They're white. Okay. Is it male or female? I think it's a boy, a little boy. White male? Okay. So is he wearing clothes? Yes. Okay. What is he wearing? It's a white t-shirt, and it doesn't look
like totally.
It looks like a diaper. And you don't see any cars anywhere? No, no cars anywhere. Okay. All right. What's your name? My name is Carlee Russell. And you don't see any injuries on the child from where you're at, correct? No, but I can't really see them that good. Okay, try to keep an eye on them for the best that you can, because I don't want you to lose track of them. Okay. All right, and do they have shoes on? No. Not that I can see. I can't really see that. Look. Okay. All right, I've got them on the way, okay? Just try to keep an eye on them, but the officers are on the way, okay? Okay, thanks. Thank you. Okay, bye.
Carlee called a relative after speaking with the 911 operator. She went missing during that conversation sometime after 9:36 p.m. Traffic camera footage was obtained which depicted this portion of the incident, and that footage was analyzed as part of the investigation in conjunction with the 911 call and cell phone
Let's see how
data
good we did.
to accurately determine the time frame. Carlee's 911 call remains the only report of a child on the interstate, despite numerous vehicles passing through the area at that time. No one has called to report that a child is missing, and the Hoover Police Department did not locate any evidence of a small child walking down the interstate. Data from Carlee's phone, including her Life 360 app, shows that she traveled approximately 600 yards in her vehicle while she was on the phone with 911, stating that she was following a child. 600 yards.
Okay, so
That
that's
is
when
6 football fields.
So the camera's a little
straight,
bit off.
600 yards.
Timing.
The Hoover 911 Center received a second call from Carlee's mother stating that a relative was on the phone with her when they heard Carlee scream, and then they had an open phone line. Hoover police officers arrived on the scene within 5 minutes of being dispatched, and several other officers arrived shortly. They located Carlee's wig and cell phone in the grass near the vehicle. Her purse was located in the front seat of her vehicle with her Apple Watch in the purse. The food she ordered for Tzatziki's was also in the car. The items she purchased from Target, as well as the items taken from her place of employment, were not in the vehicle, nor were they located anywhere
So
around the
the
scene.
Indian food was still in the car.
Hoover police deployed all available assets from the point in the search for Carlee. Additional resources were called in to include our own drone unit, crime scene investigators. Numerous detectives responded to the scene. Throughout the day Friday, officers from surrounding local and federal agencies assisted Hoover police in the search for Carlee Russell. Officers returned to the scene on 459 to conduct a thorough line search for evidence. K-9 teams from the Jefferson County Sheriff's Department responded to check for any sign of Carlee, the child that she claimed to see, and anything else that could be considered evidence in this case. Those searches all turned up empty. Private citizens, including search parties organized by her family, friends, began looking everywhere that they could to find any trace. These searches took place throughout the day Friday and again on Saturday, yielding nothing. At 10:44 p.m. on July 15th, the Hoover 911 Center receives a call from Carlee's residence stating that she returned home on foot. In subsequent investigations, detectives obtained surveillance footage of Carlee walking down the sidewalk alone prior to arrival at her residence. She was conscious and speaking with paramedics when she was transported to UAB. Detectives were able to obtain a brief statement from her prior to being treated and released. During the statement, she told detectives that while traveling down the interstate, she saw a baby walking down the side of the road and called 911. She stated when she got out of her vehicle to check on the child, a man came out of the trees and mumbled that he was checking on the baby. She claimed that the man then picked her up and she screamed. She stated he then made her go over a fence. She claims he then forced her into a car, and the next thing she remembers is being in the trailer of an 18-wheeler.
Oh man, I nailed that.
She stated
part
that
of
the
it.
male was with a female. However, she never saw the female, only hearing her voice. She also told detectives she could hear a baby crying. She told detectives the male had orange hair with a big bald spot on the back. She said she was able to escape the 18-wheeler and fled on foot, only to be captured again and then was put in a car. She claimed she was then blindfolded but was not tied up because the captor said they did not want to leave impressions on her wrists. She said that they took her into a house and made her get undressed. She believes they took pictures of her, but she does not remember them having any physical or sexual contact. She stated the next day she woke up and was fed cheese crackers by the female. She said the woman also played with her hair, but could not remember anything else. At some point, she was put back in a vehicle she claims was able to escape while it was in the West Hoover area. She told detectives she ran through lots of woods until she came out near her residence. During this interview, detectives noted that Carlee had a small injury to her lip, and she claimed that her head was hurting. She also had a tear in her shirt. Detectives also noted that she had $107 cash in her right sock. Out of respect for Carlee and her family, detectives did not press for additional information in this interview and made plans to speak with her in detail after giving her time to rest. Detectives continue analyzing data from Carlee's cell phone that was left behind at the scene. We enlisted the help of the United States Secret Service in conducting this analysis. Part of what data includes several internet searches in the days leading up to her disappearance that I think are very relevant
Here we
to
go.
this case.
Here we go.
On July 11th at 7:30 a.m., the term, "Do you have to pay for an Amber Alert?" was searched. On July 13th at 1:03 a.m., the day of her disappearance, the term, "How to take money from a register without being caught," was searched. On July 13th at 2:13 a.m., the day of her disappearance, the term Birmingham bus station was searched. On July 13th, 2:35 a.m., a search for a one-way bus ticket from Birmingham to Nashville was conducted with a departure date of July 13th. On July 13th at 12:10 p.m., a search for the movie Taken, a film about abduction, was conducted.
This is crazy.
There were 2 searches related to Amber Alerts on a computer at Carlee's place of employment, including one regarding the maximum age of an Amber Alert. There were other searches on Carlee's phone that appeared to shed some light on her mindset, but out of respect for her privacy, we will not be releasing the content of those searches at this time. We've asked to interview Carlee a second time, but have not been granted that request. As you can see, there are many questions left to be answered, but only Carlee can provide those answers. What we can say is that we've been unable to verify most of Carlee's initial statement made to investigators, and we have no reason to believe that there is a threat to the public safety related to this particular case. Thank you very much.
With that, we'll open the floor.
Man, I think we nailed it in here, almost all the way through.
Do you expect any charges against Carlee Russell in connection with the disappearance and in connection with what was taken from the Woodhouse?
Even the fence part.
Right now, our focus is to determine those 49 hours, so the investigation continues. So to be perfectly honest with you, that hasn't even entered our mind or been discussed.
One more question. Is it surprising to you that the family has not been cooperative in returning to be questioned?
Well, I think the family has stated to us that they didn't think that in her mental state right now, because of trauma of the incident, that she's not ready to talk, is what we've been told.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, question for Chief. You stated that the abductor had orange hair. Was this abductor black male? Was it female?
Oh, there wasn't one.
Black female, white female?
I believe it's a white male. Am I correct by saying that? Was it ever? Yeah, white male.
Is this alleged abductor yet on loose in the Hoover area?
Don't believe so.
Chief Brady Jones of WBRC, has a toxicology report been done, and were any drugs or illegal substances found in her system?
We have no report of that.
Is any indication of mental illness in this case?
Not that I'm aware of.
Lisa.
There's been a concern in the community that if this turned out not to be a true story, that the next time a young woman of color was missing, that it might not be taken seriously. How would you respond to that?
I'd respond to say
Doesn't matter
that,
what
we
race
investigate
somebody is.
every crime to the fullest, just like we have this one.
Right here.
Was she traveling with anyone since, excuse me, was she traveling with anyone since the time she disappeared, to your knowledge?
And not to my knowledge.
Chief, I know you said you weren't able to verify a lot of aspects of the story. Where do you think
I think there's somebody else that helped.
characterize what happened here?
You know, that's the $100 question. You know, we pretty much know exactly what took place from the time she left work until she got on the 911 call, and we can see getting out of the car on the interstate from that footage. And after that, I think she only knows. We don't know.
Well, one quick follow-up. Her parents. Did you speak with Carlee's parents, and why do you think it is they were so adamant that there was an abductor?
Yeah, I think parents are believing what their daughter's saying, and
Right.
we've had a very good
We've gone
rapport
over that
with the
a
parents.
1,000
Met with them
times.
on several occasions. I've talked to them today a few times, and to make them understand that we're under pressure from our community, not only in our community of the state, but nationally when the story hit. And I just wanted them to understand that today we were going to have a press conference, and what we were going to detail today are facts. And everything that I've told you today is actual facts. It's not innuendos. It's not what I think. It's not what these detectives think. It is the factual information that we have.
That's how we do this show here too, guys.
Well, I think our detectives have talked to the parents, and we're ready. We're ready to talk as soon as she's ready. So, you know, she called right now. We're ready.
You had one word to describe what went on. What would that be?
How about unknown? You know, we know the facts that we have. Everything else is unknown at this time.
In the back?
What have the past few days been like for you, your department? This has been a stressful search, hasn't it?
Well, absolutely. And again, the focus of the investigation that Thursday, when she went missing, of course, the focus was to get Carlee home. That's what we want all. We wanted her safe and sound. And that's all happened. And then, of course, this has gotten to be not only a local, state story, but a national story. So, you know, it is. It's a lot of stress on everyone in the Hoover Police Department, in the mayor, every citizen here. We want to know the truth.
As you stand here, are you?
I want the truth.
I wouldn't say I'm frustrated. I mean, I'm very happy that Carlee's home. That was the main ingredient here.
Sorry to blast
And then
out your ears.
We'll figure it out. I promise you that. We'll end up figuring it out.
Any idea?
You want me on that wall?
Power hours or the expense of the drones and all the rest of the search that might have cost the city and the state? And
Yeah, Carlee's smiling.
We haven't had time to consider that, but it's you know, again.
Or you
the
could say
detectives
Carlee
that are here,
Papini.
This is just a small group of people that have been associated with this case. We have put every available resource that we have on this case because we wanted to make sure that we found out everything. We wanted to get her home, and we have.
Chief, was there any prior indication of mental health?
See, this is the main theory.
Not that I'm aware of.
That she just wanted attention. Yeah.
People from the state, federal resources brought in, what were they doing exactly as you all were searching for her? Can you just expand on that?
Sure. A lot of the from the FBI side, several agents helping us interview. I mean, as you well know, in a case like this, especially when it goes national, we got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of calls. And when you get those calls, some of them may just be outlandish, but you've got to follow up on them because you never know that you may get that one tidbit. And I'd also say too that we had a great cooperation with the family. The family received hundreds and hundreds of tips, and every time they got a tip, they sent it to us.
They should arrest her.
No, we have not
false
determined that.
reporting.
Keith Mims, WAGG 610 Summit Media. Question for Chief. With all the searches that you mentioned, Chief, that were on Carlee's phone, does that kind of give you an indication of her mind state during this ordeal, the 48 hours that she went missing?
Well, you know, again, we want to talk in facts, and I do think it's highly unusual to the day that someone gets kidnapped, that 7 hours,
if I had
8
those
hours
facts,
before that,
game over.
That they're searching the internet, Googling the movie Taken about an abduction. I find that very very strange. Yes.
And the cost of an Amber Alert.
Do you feel confident, do your investigators feel confident that you know why Carlee Russell may have done this?
No, we do not know. Absolutely not.
Chief, can you explain for us, you mentioned that while I believe you said Carlee was on the phone with 911, she was traveling 6 football fields, which tells you what?
Which tells me that I've had kids, and I'm sure a lot of people here have, and it's very, very, again.
That's exactly the
She
distance
said
we
it,
have.
and I'm not saying it couldn't happen because I've always been one of these guys, never say never, but 6 football fields. I like athletics, I like football. 6 football fields. To think that a toddler, barefoot, that could be 3 or 4 years old, is going to travel 6 football fields without getting in the roadway, without crying, without any just moving down. It's just very hard for me to understand.
Chief, have you used any technology to enhance that video?
I have it 7.7 football fields.
We did not see, from what we can tell, we don't see anybody on the interstate other than her car and then someone getting out of her driver's side. We have sent that off to the FBI for enhancement. It has not been returned.
Do you think in this case that charges will be forthcoming towards Carlee Russell? And how serious of a crime is it to not only fabricate a 911 call, but to lie to law enforcement during an investigation?
Well, again, that's not something that we've been discussed as we're going through the still investigation. But people have to understand that when someone says something like this, we put every available resource. Everybody comes together from state, local, federal. It's just a lot of work, and gentleman early said frustrated. I mean, it is a little frustrating to think that all this has been done and we can't find anything out.
Did anyone see her calling in from the side of the road when she made that 911 call?
No, not to my knowledge.
All right, last question here. Is this investigation held up until you can speak once again to Carlee Russell?
Well, there's a few things that we're still doing, but obviously we want to talk to Carlee as soon as we can and do an in-depth interview. And at that time, I think we'll have these investigators doing some other things. So
that's all the questions we're going to answer today. We appreciate you guys coming, and we'll be following up with y'all later. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your time, Chief.
Thank you very much.
Wow. Well, there you go. I think if you're somebody that was watching the channel, you would realize that we pretty much nailed it from the very beginning. A little off, I think, on the, again, like I said before, we don't know if 9 to 10 is actually 9 to 10 or if it's some other time, but you had to sort of say, well, it sort of helps your story out a little bit when the car stops, but everything else seems like there's a lot more to it. And I actually think we have more accurate numbers. I know it sounds kind of like, Gray, you're such a narcissist. But the distance is when they didn't mention, again, did you notice? They didn't mention that her car stopped for 3 minutes. Why is that? I mean, because it does. It stops for 3 minutes. And then it pulls forward. I'd like to know what she was doing in those 3 minutes. Was she sitting around texting those other people and so forth? And also, if you remember on the show, we talked about right here how there's a fence right here, right on the other side of where she was, and she went over it. So I think that's a true part of the story. The rest of it is manufactured, especially the part about, oh, they forced me to eat Cheetos. Well, you bought Cheetos, or not Cheetos, Cheez-Its. Somebody's already going to correct me. It's Cheetos, it's Cheez-Its, Gray, it's Cheez-Its. You know how fast everybody is? Yeah, so, we were talking about the fence right here, and then she went over and got in. I think there is another person involved that picked her up back here, because where would she have gone? I mean, it's too much back here. It seems like also if they had got surveillance footage from back here, they could fill in part of that. I mean, I guess it's also technically possible that she walked down through the woods through here, but I mean, it's really dense woods right there. Her parents are in denial. Yeah, well, I don't blame the parents for acting the way they are. They have to believe their child. You could tell they didn't, though, in the Today Show, at least the father. Anybody who watched that, you can see the father just going, yeah, right, yeah, that's right, yeah, we still believe she was abducted, absolutely. Like that. It's ridiculous. Yeah, there you go. There's Zozo with Cheez-Its 45 minutes later. Yeah, she wanted attention from her boyfriend. Yep. I mean, that's exact. Now, when it stopped for 3 minutes, you have to say, yeah, it does add some more possibilities, and you have to throw in a theory. But when you put it all together, it's just sort of like in the Debbie Collier case where everything lined up for suicide in that case, not something else. And in this case, even though there's these other elements, the other things that came in, like the... now that we know she bought some snacks, but the snacks were missing. We weren't told, though, about the food that she purchased until today, where that was still remaining in the car. So she elected to grab her snacks and goodies and left her meal in the car. I wonder if her mom got that meal out later and heated it up and ate it. I doubt it. Hey, go ahead and hit the like button, everybody. We've got 3,207 people watching with only 1,559 likes. Thanks, Lisa L. And so this is what you get. I know it was frustrating for some people who thought she was abducted the whole time. But if you really just kind of go through cases with factual, looking at all the little pieces of evidence that law enforcement puts out and reporting on news networks about what they were told by a source, you can usually rely on those pretty well. And then you put together the story, and a lot of times you'll be really accurate in your speculations that you make. So again, I was able to find that it wasn't an orange-haired guy. I think she might have messed up. It's an orange face. If you guys remember, the Oompa Loompas themselves had orange faces, not orange hair. And I just think in the darkness, it all blurred together, and it was the orange face, not orange hair. So I think we can all... And look at that. Maybe her eyes see reverse, right? Because instead of a white shirt, he's got on a white pants, and then it all melded together in saying white diapers. It's incredible, isn't it? Absolutely incredible. Anyways, I think she should get... I think she should be serve some jail time for doing that, because it utilized so much money and resources, and it's just, people who do stuff like that shouldn't be allowed to just do it. All right. And you guys are like on 30 seconds behind. Why is she not being arrested now? Well, I think they need to bring her in with an attorney and say, listen, you'll not serve any jail time if you tell us the absolute truth. If we hear any portion that does not match what the facts are telling us, you'll serve a month in jail. Okay? We will arrest you, and you will be charged with obstruction of justice and put into prison or jail. But if you tell us the truth right now, we will not put you in jail, but we'll give you a fine. You're getting a fine regardless. But what was she doing? It's like she wanted to steal money from work, it sounds like. She looked up how to steal money from a cash register. She took some toilet paper. I guess she was planning on just hanging out in the woods for a few days. I mean, why would you... so that makes it seem like it's possible there wasn't another person, in that she was sort of dressed in black and walking through neighborhoods and trying to make it somewhere, and had snacks to eat and toilet paper. And I think you know what I think she was doing? I'm just going to change this part of it. I think she just went to hide out somewhere for a few days to get everybody worried about her, and she could feel like people cared and read the posts and everything like that, because she wasn't getting enough attention. So she had toilet paper, that robe thing or blanket, whatever the hell the other thing was, and the snacks. Doesn't that make more sense right there? I don't think there was anybody else. I think it was just her, and she went to hide out somewhere for a couple days and just got really tired and came home. I mean, it's still possible there's somebody else helping her out, but can you see how that would work? Yeah, I don't know. Did she ever get those bus tickets? Maybe she just wanted to go head somewhere and then decided, screw it. I think just like the original theories that we talked about, she was looking for attention. She wasn't getting enough. She wanted to have a family, but things weren't working out. So what better than to fake an abduction to see who really cares about you? Did my boyfriend act like he was cared? Things like that. Anyways, you guys, here's what I'll do for later. I'll go get a 911 call copy. I'll get a better recording of it. Even if I have to, I'm sure it'll be released somewhere, like on their website or something. And if you see it released, just send it to me. And then we'll play that later. It sounded like some Valley girl. Like I'm totally seeing like a girl on the side of the road or a guy on the side of the road. I don't know, like, I don't know, it's just ridiculous. If there's a toddler on the side of the road, you sound a little bit more frantic. Yeah. Hey, thank you to, let's see, Calamity Bane for the, oh, never mind, I won't say the other part. It's hard to read all that. Yeah, so another notebook purchased. All right. Yeah, if you, I think I might have like 3 or 4 left, but if you want to send 25 in for a notebook on PayPal, you get a notebook, a pen, and a stress ball. You know, a stress ball that I've worked through 5 of during this case. Inspecting gadgets. And if I run out and you happen to order more, well, I'm going to be ordering some new ones. But the new batch is going to be the Chloe notebooks. Yes. Oh, we saw a lighter skinned guy with dark hair was there, Gray. No, we didn't see anybody like that. I'm not sure what that is, what you're referring to. It's the typical blame Ronald McDonald. No. The abductor had orange hair with a bald spot. Oompa Loompa have orange hair. No, Oompa Loompas have orange faces, but she just has sort of like dyslexic vision, where the white pants were the white shirt, the skin was orange, but it's really white hair. I mean, orange hair on it. Yeah. So what do you think? Do you think we were about 90% accurate? I think we were actually more accurate down here, other than they know for certain her car was moving, so I think our time is off by a couple minutes in terms of like when the video actually starts and ends. All right. But the vehicle was right down here and was sitting there for 3 minutes. They don't mention that for some reason. And then they think it starts going 600 yards away, but I think it's before this sign right here, which makes it more like 700 and something yards. Gray, are you saying you... Well, I don't know, man. I think it's a negative attention... Yeah. Hold on a second. That's pretty funny. Here, this is what Jenny sent me. Look at that. Jenny, look at it right there. I won't say who that is. There it is. Be on the lookout. Yeah. You're crazy. Mm-hmm. Welcome, Lou. So I guess we're gonna have to have one more night where we go over the press conference again, a better audio file, let people call in and say what they want to say, and then I'm gonna move on to some other stuff. Okay. All right. I mean, there's a lot of actual important cases out there. Hey, thanks, Snow Bunny. Heck, I freak out over an animal by the road, let alone a child. I would have been a mess. I have a poo. I would have grabbed child, called 911. Thank you, Tammy Morell. The damage she's done to the parents and her own reputation. Parents pack her clothes, give her some pens to fill out applications, some shoes. Yeah, because obviously she's not going to be working there was that rumor out there that she got fired. So there was a lot of accurate rumors, but some, and maybe all of those rumors are accurate now. We might have to go take a look at the rumors now, because maybe those are the true story behind what she was doing. All right, so we'll definitely have to bring those up now, because now that we know that law enforcement believes it's a hoax, then maybe the rumors that were out there have more validity. But we'll definitely couch it as being a rumor, but I wasn't going to bring those up before. Got to just use the facts to figure out what happened. And now it's the why the rumors might help answer. So welcome to all the new members. We have H-Doc upgraded, Bloodhounder, Dennis24, Star, Steelin Girl, Daisy Jones. Thank you, Marie Anderson, K, me, Julie W, new member, Sunset Gazing, Denture Dialogue, Vibe Chick, Sunset Gazing, Mag, Caligal 3, Marie Anderson, 8675309, Caligal 3 with a double cat eye, Holly G, Gloria Batari, Top Secret to You, Tammy Morell, Tawny Lee, new member, Jamie Lee, L Blue 1181, Annie T, Mom Jeans, Beth Fitch, Annie T, Tammy Morell, Cynthia Kleist, Kathy Chapin, Amber Maiden, Elaine, new member, thank you, Happy Little Tree, Evelyn, Brown Eyed Girl 714, Mercy Rains, Lauren M, Janelle Glover, Texas Annie, Kami, and thanks for everybody for sending links and so forth during that to make sure we had it. Kami, Tracy, The Velvet Army, K-Dog, Perla Hernandez, Tammy Morell, Mercedes Rivera, Elaine, Kim Wexler's Ponytail, Mo S, then Tammy Morell with another cat eye donation, Ashy Snow, Shay Benet, new member, then Pink Panda. Let me turn this on. And then Ashy Snow, Robin, the Mexican, Maxine Van Dyke, Snow Bunny, Mama She 13. Now it's too loud. Mile, let's see. Mama She 13, then Mike, Snow Bunny, Marty, Snow Bunny, Dina Tal, Oddball, Betty Smith, the new member, Lisa L gifted a membership, Robin, and then Calamity gifted a membership, Lisa L, Snow Bunny, Danielle, Mercy Rains, Christy Kazi, Lisa L, man, goes on and on. Yeah, Lisa L, Inspecting Gadgets, Lou, new member, Snow Bunny, Tammy Morell, and LM again, a member. And so here's what I'm gonna give away some memberships again. So if you're out there and you don't have one, that's not what I want to type in. Christy Kazi. All right, you have to go on to the actual video to membership gifting. And here we go. All right, so 5 lucky freaks out there will get memberships. Here we go. Now she took her snacks with her, not the food that she bought at the I think it's called. Hold on, let me give the right name here. At Tazik's Mediterranean. So it's not Indian food. It's probably more like Pakistani or something. Yeah, so Tazik's Mediterranean Cafe. Yeah, well, I mean, I think the parents have known where law enforcement was leaning the whole time. Yet they still went out in the media to defend their kid because they just, what else are they going to do, I guess, It's hard to know what you would do in the same situation. I believe they said, I'm not going to put anything on the parents at all. This is all her. Just don't worry about the parents. Don't wonder and go, gosh, why didn't the... Screw that part of it. It's all Carlee here. She's the one that did it all right? It had nothing to do with them. Just like in the Idaho 4 case, the roommates aren't part of the killing, okay? But people want to keep talking about them all the time. Now, it might sound Greek, but Tazik isn't a Greek name, okay? Not even close, so... Yeah. So, all right, you guys. Well, if you come back later, we'll get a good copy of the 911 call. Yeah, and if I have to, I'll just record the same thing and fix it, because I could definitely hear it really pretty well in my headphone when I boosted it up. Yeah, and the parents probably, looks like they provided a pretty good life for their daughter, and she just wanted to do something really stupid. So, you know, everyone put out love to the parents, actually, and just, you know, and, you know, don't hate. I mean, here's the thing, is like, it was so stupid what she did, and really dumb. I guess here's the thing, is it's a little bit like the Zav girl situation. Whenever you make a huge mistake like this, the best thing to do is to come forward, apologize profusely, without buts or any bullshit like that in it. You take full responsibility for what you did, and just let the people, I think a lot of people forgive when you do that. When you sit there and you hide and you try to make excuses and you do that, people just start going, they want to keep digging. If she just came forward and said, I did it for this reason, it was really foolish, and I'm sorry. Wouldn't people just, after a while, just drop it? I mean, you would. I would completely go, oh, forget it. You know? As a matter of fact, if she'd done that yesterday, we'd all just be on to something else, right? But they're not doing that, and that's kind of, these people just make really dumb decisions. Lawyering up was absolutely idiotic at that point. Yeah, now the whole GoFundMe thing, if it can't be returned, every nickel of it should be sent to a place like NCMEC, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, because they actually do try to locate children, not the made-up bullshit that Carlee put out there. All right, so they shouldn't get 1 penny for anything, or it should be sent back to pay for the coverage that the police did. I mean, all the work that they did, it should cover the cost of that. Something like that. But either way, if the family shouldn't get 1 nickel from any of that stuff. All right, so do we all believe now that there's nothing else? That it is just her planning a ruse and pulling it off? Really elaborate, though. I mean, you know, that's, you got to admit, like, that's some deep thinking shit where, okay, I'm going to pull over the side of the road and I'm going to make it look like I was abducted, and then I'm going to pull forward. Yeah, it's just odd, you know. And what was she doing in those 3 minutes her vehicle stopped? I think that's something law enforcement needs to go find. What was she, who was she talking to, etc. All right, everybody. Thank you guys very much for being here. We'll see you later. Thanks for all the new members. And if you could hit that like button on the way out the door, I'd really appreciate it. But only hit it once. All right. Thanks, everybody. And we'll see you later. As I always say, until next time, be safe out there. I'm not going to do a poll because the only people that would answer no are trolls. So it's not, I don't want to give them the satisfaction. Yeah, I've been doing this true crime thing for quite a while now. And during this whole time, I have not seen one Right, no person GoFundMe, but
That is a crime
reward
dissector, plug rejector. I'm a certified human lie detector. Gonna get ya on a stretcher if you try and play me like an old projector.
Thank you, Haley.
Crime sector is my
Thanks,
nectar.
everybody.
That's a great
Wow,
one.
Carlee's weird.
Crime collector.
That's all he got, was weird.
Connector. And I'm always gonna be a pup protector. Fool deflector, interceptor.
And I'm meaner than a spectre with a vector.
On his pector, with all respect, Namaste. Just remember I've a temple fucking checked ya. I have no agenda, I'm no pretender, and I'll serve it to you straight without the blender. And in the end, I'm gonna send ya on a mission to reveal the true offender.
Yeah, so I'll just get right back to work. All right, everybody? Namaste. All right, you guys. See you later.
Goodbye, everybody.
Nobody cares, Mary Lou. Nobody cares. All right, see you later.